I was riding home on the bus yesterday, and I was overcome with this incredible feeling of satisfaction and happiness, and sort of reflecting on my last 3 years here in Korea, and I started thinking about the benefits of studying a foreign language abroad, and I wanted to share my feeling, my experience with you. Um, 3 years ago, when I came to Korea, I couldn't understand anything around me. So it was like going blind, going deaf, um, becoming a child again, and having to have all my friends do things for me, like take me to the bank, take me to the doctor's office. Um, I was afraid to take a taxi because I didn't know what to say to the taxi driver, so I would always carry my incredibly heavy groceries home by myself instead of taking a cab home. And I can still remember the first time that I had the courage to uh, actually take a taxi. My bag was just too heavy, it was unbearable. I decided that even if I had to just grunt and point, that I was going to take that damn taxi. So I did. And after that time, I learned the right language that I needed, and now I have no trouble at all telling people where I want to go. Uh, Another example of of why of one of my great experiences, just a tiny thing. Uh, there's a thing called samgak gimbap, and it's just triangle. It's like sushi, but it's in the shape of a triangle, and they sell it at the convenience stores here. So if you don't have time to eat, it's a really great quick snack. But when I first came, I couldn't understand the writing on it, so I would just try to recognize by the color. The label had like pink or blue or yellow or something, and I really liked the tuna one, so I kept trying to remember which color the tuna was. But I don't know why. For some reason, every time I forgot which color tuna was, so I would always end up eating a different one. And then, after studying Korean for some time, I walked into the convenience store and I suddenly realized that I could read every label of the gimbap. I thought that I still had to distinguish by color, but actually in that time, I had managed to actually be able to to read the label, so I could find out exactly what was on there. Another example is like, the bus. The buses were always really scary to me because they had no romanization of Korean on the buses, so I'd always just kind of remember the name. Remember the bus number, but I had no way of telling exactly where it goes. And then suddenly I could just read the bus thing. So it's like my eyes were shut for 6 months, 1 year, and slowly they started opening, and now it's weird. Now I can read all the warning signs and the advertisements inside the buses, and I can listen to the people who are behind me and know usually well, or at least roughly, what they're talking about. And it's like being enlightened. How can I describe it? It's like going from having no senses whatsoever to having the world become completely vivid and beautiful right before your eyes. And it doesn't even take that long. I've been here for 3 years, but I've been experiencing that kind of sensation almost from the very beginning, from the very first time I took that taxi and I learned how to say "go straight." It's like living living abroad and studying a foreign language. It's got to be the most rewarding and exciting and beautiful existence in this world. So, for those of you who are wondering, why have I not come back to Canada yet? I'm afraid of losing that excitement. I don't want to go back to Canada where I understand every single thing, and day-to-day life is just kind of mundane. I want to be learning all the time. So I guess my problem is, if I learn too much in Korea, I might have to move to another country. But anyway, for those of you who haven't had the experience of going abroad and having all your senses and all your orientation taken away from you, and then slowly regaining it, please try it sometime. And take a year out of your life and move to a country that doesn't speak English as an official language. and study your butt off for a year and experience what it's like to have that sensation come back to you. It's beautiful. Okay, I'll end it with that. I hope you're enjoying your spring. The weather's great outside, so I have to finish this up and get outside. Bye bye.